Welcome to Hair Up, Bra Off podcast. We're here to be your new comfort fix with unfiltered conversations on random topics and gossip. As two women in their 30s, Catherine, who's been chronically single, and Sue, who is happily married with 2 cats. So take your bra off, throw your hair up, and let's get into it. And men, if you're listening, take notes. And we are so excited for today's episode. I think there's some really good topics. First, I'm going to inform you guys of a TikTok psychic who was just sued and has to pay a ton of money to the plaintiff. And then we're also going to get into the current state of bringing back the early 2000s skinny chic and how lately there's been a trend of that. And so, yeah, sit down, get ready, grab some popcorn. We're getting into it. Yay. Okay. So there is a TikTok psychic. Her name is Ashley. Have you heard anything about it?
No, but I'm really interested in this because I have a story to tell about a psychic. I will tell later.
Perfect.
Wait, I'll tell it first for context.
Okay. Okay. Go.
I've never used a psychic, but one time, and I was with you, we were in college. And my friend Nellie had a new iPhone. And we went out and we took pictures and it was like my birthday. And then we drove. Is this true? We drove like in your car, or you drove. Someone drove your car. And she gets out of the car and she has no phone anymore. Remember this?
Kind of. It's like the more you talk about it, the more it's...
Yeah, we went to this bar called Blackbird in Brickell. And she took a ton of pictures. Her phone was like brand new. And then it was lost, right? So we're looking for it. We look for it in your car. We look for it everywhere. And we never found it. And so then I was like, but like, there's no way. Like, how could it have just gotten lost like that? Like, so remember, like, I called the psychic, one of those like psych online. And the psychic was like, the phone hasn't been stolen. It is in someone's car. But the person that drives that car doesn't care about finding it. Or like, is so like not mentally there that they'll ever be like looking for the phone is in the car. They'll just like never find it. But we didn't know if it was like your car or Karen's car because we drove 2 different cars that day. And both of you guys were like, I can't find anything. You know, I don't.
Yeah.
So then and then the psychic was like, you're going to find it eventually, just like months on the line. And like 9 months later, I think it was you who was like, I just found a phone in my car. Or like, so you broke really hard and the phone like went from under the seat like to the front. And by this time, like,
remember this.
She had a new phone already. Yeah, since she had a whole new phone, but like you did end up finding it. So it was like pretty hilarious.
I do remember her finding the phone after so long.
Yeah. It had been like a long time.
Maybe it was Karen's car.
Maybe it was Karen's car. Yeah, it was either your car or Karen's car. And someone was like, one of you guys was like, I broke, and then like I broke really hard, and the phone like slid out 9 months later.
Yeah, because I remember the 9 months later. I just don't remember me finding that phone after it slid somewhere.
Yeah,
I could see that being Karen.
So to me, that's proof that psychics work.
Wow. Let's call her up right now. Let's see what she thinks about this
so
podcast.
Now I'm interested. Yeah, I want to see what the psychic does.
Okay. So on TikTok, there's a lot of TikTok psychics that go on live, and then people will go into their live and they either gift them something or they send them through, I think, Venmo or Cash App. I don't know the amount, but it does vary. And it is pretty popular. I have seen quite a few that will pop up on my For You page. But with this particular TikTok psychic, I'm not sure how much she was charging, but this is the thing. No one was asking for her help. And you'll understand why in a second. So she did a tarot card reading right after the Idaho murders of the 4 students that happened. And she says her tarot card reading suggested that a professor at the University of Idaho was the
She said that?
suspect. Yes. She said, in my reading, I see this woman who is a professor is the one that killed them. And the reason why is because she was having an affair with one of the students that were killed. and she had to cover it up. So this is what she was putting out there. No one was asking her about this murder.
Yeah.
No one
Yeah.
had solicited. She was just, I think it was just a very trendy topic. The story was everywhere. So she decided to do a reading on it, and she decided that was the conclusion. And so of course the professor, she heard about it. People were sending it to her. She was getting millions of views on the video.
Yeah.
And of course, the professor's like, what the fudge? No, I did not. So the professor starts, sending cease and desist, advising this psychic to stop what she's doing. It's defamation. And
Wait,
even,
but wait, she said a professor. So she mentioned a name?
yes, the name of the professor.
Oh,
She even put,
okay.
sorry, yes. So she even put the contact information, the professor's name, where she worked.
Yes, and then why would she talk about a random ass professor? That's weird.
That's the craziest part is she really went out of her way to create this incident for herself. And so she said the cards were speaking to her. This is what they've told me. And she was very specific. She named again the professor, said where she worked. And so the professor was getting, it was affecting her life. The fact that this has gone viral on TikTok, people have been
Yeah.
sending her this. And this is so out of the blue. Can you imagine if someone randomly just started accusing you of like a horrific crime? And
It's
at the
so
time,
random.
and it's like such a popular crime too,
Yeah.
that
Everybody knows about it.
I can't imagine the professor having to deal with, just even imagining that
How
people
does
can think
psychic
it's
how
her.
does psychic even know that there was a professor? Like, that's so weird.
So she said the cards. So something with, how they have a deck of cards and then they start flipping them
Yeah.
over and it creates a story where that's where it led to. Anyways, so she does her tarot card reading. It suggested a professor at the University of Idaho, and she went online, searched the
Idaho,
professors.
Idaho.
Exactly. I mean, that's how I can remember it. And she was saying that the spirits are the ones that spoke to her. And I feel once she latched onto that professor, it was very easy for her to then say, the spirits
Mm,
told me, and this is how they're connected, and this is
mm,
how it happened, and this is why she did it. It was like the story started coming together for her.
mhm.
And anywho, she puts it out there. Even it got to a point that even the police came out and said that this professor is not connected to the murders. She is not a suspect. Everything that's being said is not true and not part of the investigation. And even after the psychic got a cease and desist, and even the police telling her to stop, she still continued. She still continued to post. So, of course, the professor took her to court and she
Mm,
was suing her.
mm.
Now, this is where it's interesting because
I'm so interested in this.
so the professor was asking for $1 million in damages, left the punitive damage she left the punitive damages up to the jury. And mind you, the psychic represented herself. And what's even crazier is she was the one asking the witnesses. She was doing the cross examination. She even questioned herself on the stand since she was acting
That's
as her
crazy.
own attorney. So, anyway, so she was her own attorney. They go through the trial and she is found guilty and liable. And again, the woman left the damages up to the jury, and guess how much they awarded her? Just guess.
$1 million?
More.
$5 million.
More.
$25 million.
Okay, now you're getting crazy. Now you're getting crazy. They awarded her $7.5 million
Oh my
in
god.
punitive damages. And also, she has to pay the $1 million and then I believe the lawyer fees. So it all comes out to $10 million.
You know, the psychic is not gonna be able to pay that
Oh,
amount
yeah. I think, and that's what's the interesting part of why I feel the jury even made that huge amount.
to make it a point.
One, I think to make it a point, but I've noticed in other cases that involve TikTokers where the jury also awarded the plaintiff a good amount of money. And I think it's just juries are starting to realize the impact of social media and understanding just how damaging it could be. And so now they're coming out with these really large numbers because social media has become such a huge part of our lives.
Mhm. And I think it's also to prove the point of, like, you'll just have to be paying this forever, kind of, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
whatever you make, you'll have to give it to her.
And I think it's also, what's the word? It's probably reassuring to the professor who won when she heard that large amount because she feels vindicated that she really did go through a lot, and seeing how much it affected her and hearing that number probably felt like, okay, the jury did understand what I was going through. They saw how much, it affected me and awarded me this large amount.
Right. Right.
So, but again, I'm starting to see this trend more when it involves TikTok or social media. Juries are now really looking at the larger picture and making these really large judgments. Like
Mhm. Mhm.
$10 million, that's insane.
That is insane. Yeah, that's
So,
crazy.
but yeah, so who knows what's gonna happen with the psychic, see how many readings she has to do to get to 10 million, who knows? And you would think she would know that. She could have done her own reading to figure out, like, what's gonna happen at this trial.
You're right.
Should I be my own lawyer? No, do not advise.
So
So,
she's not a really good psychic, basically.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
she
Or
she's
person in general.
it's again, it's crazy how some people will latch onto an idea and just keep beating it like a dead horse without
I
any
wonder, like,
remorse.
how, like, she even got this professor's number. Like, there must have been, you would think there's something there.
Well, it's really easy. Like I said, she just went on the website for the University of Idaho and saw that professor, and that was it. She locked eyes, and that was gonna be her victim.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's
That's how
crazy.
random things can be. Like, it's really just a case of coincidence
You
because
normally
she's
don't, yeah, you normally don't hear about people doing that. Like, it's like everyone's nightmare, but, like, it usually doesn't happen.
and that's probably why the TikTok psychic didn't think that she was gonna get hit so hard with the payment, or people would see it as malintent because she's like, "Well, it's not like I knew her. It's not like I was doing it for any other reason. It really was the tarot cards telling me this and guiding me to this website, you know?" So, she thought the jury saw, "Not today." They're like, "You're not gonna go online and then talk about me the next day. We need to make sure you
Yeah,
get it
you can't
together."
just do that. That is like verbatim libel,
Mhm.
defamation. That's like verbatim. You just like pick a target and like talk about them, you know?
And she got cease and desist. She had so many opportunities to not
Yeah,
take it this far, but again, I
but
think
she did anyway.
people are starting to realize that there's real consequences to the things that you post, the things that you say, and the juries are now understanding it, and they'll come after you. They'll give a $10 million judgment call.
Mhm. Mhm. Crazy.
So yeah, we don't recommend Ashley, who is a tarot card reading. Not
No, but
high,
we
yes. So the next topic I wanted to get into was because this kind of hit me. Recently, there's been a lot of award shows. It's award seasons, which means the celebrities are out
Mhm.
and they are dressing to the dime. And I started seeing how being extremely skinny is looking like it's trying to make a comeback. And I had flashbacks. I had PTSD. I had heart palpitations. I was like, what is going on? It took me right back to the early 2000s. I woke up like, what year is it? I don't know why, but there's been a few celebrities that I've seen online. So the first one that I saw was Bella Hadid. Bella Hadid has always had, a good weight. She always looked healthy, but it's just recently when I saw
Wait,
photos
let
of
me
her.
need to look her up.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm seeing. She's really skinny now.
Yeah. So I, again, just on my For You page, it organically came up where someone else was talking about this, how a lot of celebrities now are looking so frail. It's giving early thousands where it was like anemic, anorexic, heroin chic is what they called it, skinny. And it's hitting a lot of celebrities. Like I said, Bella Hadid had always like been in great shape, always looked healthy, but this outing that I saw her in, she looks so frail, so
She
skinny.
does. Yeah, she does. It's crazy.
And
One of
then
her posts got like blocked too
oh, really? I
on
didn't know
Instagram.
that.
It says like there's a sensitive content and it's just like a picture of her being skinny.
Wow. I was not aware of that.
Isn't that wild? Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like that's just the point that a lot of people are now seeing it, and it's definitely a trend going around. And another one who I saw is Brooklyn Beckham's wife, Nicolette.
Mm,
She is scary thin. I
mm.
saw a post of her for his birthday, and you can see it. What do you call this bone? I forgot what this bone is called. hold on. I know I wrote it down. Okay, this is a new thing. Okay. So I was also looking through the comments because I was, of course, interested to see what other people were saying. And someone said, I guess the sternum bones are the new thigh gap. I was
That's a
like,
good point.
that hit the nail on the head so perfectly because all these women that I had been seeing this trend with, the biggest, like, the one thing that the attention grabs to is right here. Like their sternum and their
Mhm,
chest and their arms just look so just sucked in.
mhm.
Like there's nothing. And so yeah, that's what one comment that I read that I saw that I was like, yep, that's about right. And so Nicolette is posting and she is looking scarcely thin. I'm going to put photos here so you can see what we're talking about. And supposedly she says the reason why she's so skinny right now is because she has a role coming up where she plays a ballerina and she has to be the skinny for the role. And I'm like, okay, I get it that you have a reasoning and hopefully you're doing it healthy. But what gave me the side eye is what she's posting and the photos that she's sharing with everyone, where it seems intentional that she's trying to look scary skinny. Like, I'm sorry, these photos of her and how she's posing, it clearly is indicating that you're scary skinny when you can do a different lighting, a different pose, a different outfit. It doesn't have to be this attention that it almost
Mhm.
seems like it's you're invoking or you're trying to
Yeah,
get people to
yeah,
say.
yeah. Yeah,
So,
I mean, I think that it's coming back for sure. Like, it's like I feel like a lot of things are coming back that we thought we put behind, and this is one of them. Like, the low-rise jeans are back, but
yeah,
that's a whole other like, we cannot have that, and we also cannot have, like, anorexia again because
we're
it
taking a
literally hasn't
stand.
even been that long. Like, people are forgetting. Like, these
Mhm,
Gen Z kids are just, like, all over the place. They have no personality, and they're just, like, trying to bring back whatever they can,
mhm,
including the bad things, because 'cause they're also, like because you know how we're on our phones now to take pictures on our phones, the disposable cameras are making a comeback. Like, they're
mhm,
like, "It's vintage, so we can take pictures with this disposable camera," and it's like the whole point was because we wouldn't carry these things around.
mhm.
Like,
No, yeah, it's they're definitely trying to bring this back, and I'm here to tell you as a millennial, I will not let it happen. Not while I'm here. Not
no.
while I have a say so. Do you hear me? Okay?
Also, by now, I feel like we just don't care. Like, I think that, like, it's just so like, it's catching us at, like, such a much, like, older stage in our lives, like, more
Mhm.
mature that I'm
This is
not gonna be influenced to,
but
like, be
This is
skinny.
but this is a thing that I noticed with all the celebrities that I'm bringing up that look skinny, they're all near our age. They're all millennials. So
That's true. Yeah.
Bella Hadid, I think, is 28, 29. Nicolette is in her 30s. I was gonna also bring up, obviously, Kelly Osbourne, who has been looking it's like at this point. It is
I
beyond.
haven't seen her in a while. I need to look up a picture. You're, like, mentioning a lot of celebrities right now that I really
You have to
wanna
the
Okay, I see. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She looks so much older too
Mhm.
because of how skinny she got. Oh my god, her face.
It's heartbreaking
Oh
because
my god, her face. It's crazy.
it's
She
clear that
looks like a
she's
grandma.
It's clear that she's going through something and she has spoken out about, her dealing with her father's death and she has a lot of grief. And I can understand and I feel for that because I can't imagine going through that pain. However, her being this skinny has been an issue before her dad passed away.
Mm,
It was already something that people were talking about and saying, "You are looking very, very skinny," especially since the majority of her life, she was always healthy. She was always at a good
mhm,
weight. But she also grew up in the early 2000s where just because she had a little bit more weight than 100 pounds, people always just called her the fat one. Like, "Oh,
yeah.
Kelly's the chubby friend. Oh, she's the fat girl. She's the plus size of the
Yeah.
Osbournes." And when she was trying to make a name for herself, that was a lot of things that people would always press on was her weight. And I
Mhm.
feel now that she got older and she has started using Ozempic, I almost feel she is holding on to that so much because she's so scared to go back
Yeah.
that she's not realizing all this damage she's doing because her mom admitted to using Ozempic. Her
The
mom came
mom
out
too? Wow.
her mother, who's another one who has been looking just scary skinny, Sharon said that she took Ozempic and now she can't put on the weight, which has been a bad side effect. I don't know how accurate that is. I don't know if that's true, but she says that she can't gain weight and that's why she's staying so super tiny. I've never heard of that. I don't
That
know.
doesn't make any sense,
Mhm.
but
But
sure.
that is her reasoning, and again, these are people from the early 2000s who were there during the epidemic of
Yeah.
being even a little bit overweight was, considered plus size,
Mhm,
plus size.
mhm, mhm.
And then another celebrity that I saw is Emma Stone. Again,
She
her
was
neck.
never big either.
This is what I'm saying. All these celebrities that I started noticing at these award shows stick out to me because they've never been considered even a little bit
Yeah,
chunky or fat
yeah.
or overweight. They were always healthy. But now they're coming out in droves where they're scary skinny. It's like such a drastic change where I just don't this is the only thing I can think of because I was trying to ponder this. Another person that I saw is Demi Moore. Demi Moore has always been a healthy person. Recently, she's been going to fashion shows and awards, and it's scary how skinny her arms are. Her neck bones, these things, very prominent, which
Mhm,
if
mhm,
you're healthy, you shouldn't be able to see the whole bone. Like a lot of
mhm.
nutritionists came out and said, if you can see the entire thing, that means that you're underweight and you should be taking more protein. And then,
Yeah, and it's like all of them too, like, have this, like you can tell that they've done something to their face, like, they've done some work to their face,
mhm,
like, lifting it, looking like less cheeks, like, more defined jaw. It's
mhm.
crazy, like, what social media is doing to everybody.
Yeah. And again, this is women that grew up in the early 2000s or women who are millennials. Another one is the Wicked cast. In the files, you'll see a comparison of Cynthia, Ariana, and Michelle before they started filming, and then afterwards
Mhm,
when they were at the premieres, and they all look so just drained of life. There's no fat on them. You just see their
mhm,
skeleton. And of course, it was an ongoing joke like they're not feeding them on the set. There's
mhm.
they're not willing to pay for it. It's not in the budget because how is it that all 3 of these women are now scarcely skinny? And
Right,
mind you, they've
right.
always been healthy. And so I bring this up where a lot of them are around the same age, they're late 20s. And I almost feel like celebrities rely on their image, them staying skinny, and it can be difficult, especially as you get older. It freaking sucks. It can be it's just like a full-time job, always making sure you eat right. You get exercise
Mhm,
on top of having to do your job and maintain your weight. And I feel they got tired of doing it, so they started using Ozempic thinking that they can just maintain their weight. But
mhm,
instead, it's making them lose a lot more. And this
mhm.
is where we find them at, where now they're scary skinny. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 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 for sure.
Like I'm looking at these women who have always been healthy and maybe they just wanted to take it to give themselves a break, to make it easier on them to maintain. No maintain here. It is and that's the thing. People are like, "Oh, well, you can't just assume they're all taking Ozempic," but it's like, why is it once Ozempic came out, we're seeing this trend? Like,
Everyone's looking so skinny, I know.
yeah, there
Yeah,
has to be a correlation.
there has to be.
You
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
deny how you see this graph of how
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
happening.
yeah, and everyone's showing their what is it? Sternum?
Sternum. I have to tell you what it's called again. We're so bad.
Clavicle?
Clavicle. I've called it 50 things. It's called a sternum.
Okay,
Sternum is a
like
new
chest
thigh gap.
bone, whatever.
Yes, sternum is, and that's what I'm saying.
Like, I was just watching Emma Stone videos, and she has, like, no boobs now.
Mhm. Yep.
Like, 0. It's crazy.
And the thing is so yeah, that's
That's wild.
so again, as I said, people get older, it's harder to maintain their weight. And even Kanye West,
Oh
he went to TMZ and I remember he was going on a rampage and he admitted to getting liposuction because he was so worried about how they were going to perceive him since he gained weight.
oh my
Mind you, this is
god.
before Ozempic, that he was willing to do liposuction because they saw how bad they were going after Rob Kardashian, that they were scared.
Mhm,
Kanye was scared of having any fat on him. And again, now it makes sense. It's a lot of these people who are millennials that I almost think that they're so fearful because of how the media was in the early 2000s.
mhm.
You know,
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. So skinny, oh
and
my god.
and to make up another point is as millennials, I remember when we were younger and there was a few moments in the media where they would talk about celebrities' weights. And it's insane how much that morphed our image
Yeah,
or
yeah,
changed our perspective.
yeah,
Because I remember in 2009, no one could not talk about Jessica Simpson and how supposedly how heavy she looked.
yeah. Yeah.
because she gained weight. She was 28. She was no longer in a movie role that she needed to stay super fit. She came out, did a performance with high-rise jeans, and everyone was calling her fat. People were calling her Jumbo Jessica. She let herself
Oh
go.
my
Is she curvy, courageous, or both? Jessica Simpson was 120 pounds, a size 4. Yes.
At that point?
Scroll all the way down. She is
Yeah.
120 pounds, and people were calling her Jumbo Jessica.
That's insane.
Someone, a blogger, said, "Clearly, since we saw her last, she slayed that dragon named Dignity and just spooned frosting into her mouth full time. Honest to God, her appearance couldn't have been any more shocking unless she had grown glow in the dark testicles." Like, people were bewildered at this weight that she was at. Healthy, happy, and doing well. But yeah, in the early 2000s, this was the idea of skinny, was
I
anemic.
remember I remember too, like, I forget if it was, like, anime or, like was there, like, some I was younger, like, obviously, I was a kid. I think it was, like, a Japanese thing that, like, I
Mhm,
used to collect, and they were giving interviews to the fake anime girls. In one of the interviews, she's like, 5 fat. It said in kilos, which was, like, 55 pounds, which must have been, like, 120 pounds or something.
mhm,
And I remember thinking, like, because that's how much I weighed at the time, and I was, like, 9 years old. And
mhm,
I'm like, "Wait, I'm, like, way shorter than that, and, like, why am I at that?" You know? Like, and I was a
mhm.
kid. But it, like, starts early because 'cause you're just start comparing
Yeah.
yourself, like, your weight is, like, such an important thing for a woman. You're like, "I have to, like, go lower, clearly, because I can't weigh more
Mhm.
than 55 pounds or 55 kilos, sorry,
It's
because like, 115 pounds is, like, too much."
Yeah, during that time, the media was definitely at the forefront of giving us this image that we put in our head that we needed to have to be pretty, you know?
Mhm.
Jessica
Mhm.
Simpson being Jumbo Jessica, and mind you, if you would have told me 10 years ago or 5 years ago, "Oh, remember Jessica Simpson?" In my head, I was like, "Oh, yeah, I remember how huge she was. She was so big." And it wasn't until I went back to look at those same photos, I was like, what? How was I remembering that she was so much bigger?"
Mhm.
But in reality, she
Mhm.
was never big. It was just at that time, the way they would push
Yep.
it.
Yep.
And this is another wild one. Kate Winslet, who was 21 during Titanic when she was filming, she was also a healthy weight. And
Mhm.
people would constantly go on her about how she was a little bit chunkier. She was a plus size. And even the
Mhm.
director, James Cameron, famously using the nickname Kate Weighs a Lot when referring to the actress.
Wow.
And mind you, she looked healthy and happy.
Yeah.
And not at all, but again, at that age, I thought she was huge. At that age, I was like, "Oh my god, no, she is big." But then when I look back, I'm like, "What was wrong with me?"
Mhm. Mhm.
So, and again with that, so Raven Simone, I remember I always thought of her as really big, the plus size
Yeah.
girl of Disney. Now
Yeah.
when I look back, that was not the case.
Not at all, man. She wasn't big at all.
Did you used to watch Boy Meets World? Do you remember Topanga?
Mhm. Mhm.
They had an episode of, like, it surrounding her weight, basically saying she's gained weight, she looks big, people even assume she was pregnant, and she couldn't zip her pants, she thought sh like, the whole episode, and when I look back at the photos of how she looked during those episodes, she was so skinny.
Yeah.
She was so
No, I know we
tiny.
were definitely, like, what is it? Brainwashed by
Mhm,
the media, I think. And, like, a lot of, like yeah, like, there was a lot of pressure on girls to be, like, super skinny. I think it's more dangerous now because now you're seeing it, like, a lot more widespread. Like, if you wanted to hear
mhm,
about celebrity weights, you had to, like, go on the television at, 8 PM on a Tuesday to, like,
mhm,
catch the segment, or read about it in a magazine.
mhm.
Now it's, like, in your face. Like, it's, like, be
Yeah, you can't
skinny,
hide from it.
lose weight,
Yeah. The other
can't
scary
hide
part
from
that
it.
I was thinking is in the early 2000s, it was always, "Okay, you have to do extreme dieting. You have to basically" what was the saying? "Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. You have to drink water
Mhm.
before you eat so you don't eat a lot." But now it's worrisome because I feel a lot of people will wanna start taking Ozempic because they
Yeah.
see how skinny is back in, and they'll just start getting prescribed it. and you're just gonna see a bunch of
And the
people.
marketing for it, they're so good. They're, like, literally
Mhm.
in my face 24/7. They're like,
Yep.
"Use Ozempic, lose 40 pounds for the next summer event." Like, "Don't you wanna lose 40 pounds by the next wedding you have to go to?" And I'm like, "I mean, yeah, that's something I wanna do that."
Are you
Like,
talking to me? Yeah. Uh-huh.
and they're like, "Well, here's a cure, like, it's Ozempic."
And
And then they
now
have,
it's
like,
a
all these different versions of it. Now it's, like, light or, like, just little, like, just a little bit, you know? It's like
mhm.
baby Botox. They always try to introduce it like that so you're not feeling, like, as guilty, about taking it.
And now there's a pill form. There's not even shots necessary.
Mm.
So now it's just like they're almost making it sound even more accessible.
I'm
Like,
sure they'll come
"Oh,
out with, like, a patch or something at some point.
oh, oh, yeah. We said it here first. Patches are next.
Yeah.
Guarantee it."
Just
But
right next.
and you know what's wilder is the people that are in these Ozempic or what do they call it, GLP-1 advertisements that I've seen, like, one of the Williams sisters
Yeah.
is on it, and she advertises it. Simone Bios was in one of
Mhm.
them for her
Mhm.
grandma, and again, I think the drug is great for people who need it and great for select few,
Yeah.
that it will help to give them a better and healthier life. I'm not taking away from that. It's just the clear
For some
indicate
people, it's unnecessary. You definitely don't
exactly.
need it. Yeah.
And that's what I think that, like, what we're seeing in these celebrity trends where they never needed it, but a lot of them are taking it now, and you're seeing the effect of it.
Mhm.
Because I don't know, for example, Kelly Osbourne, she still must be on it to maintain that, because
Mhm.
for her to be that weight, I feel like you really have to try to not eat, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. You have to, like, not eat anything,
Mhm.
which is also not sustainable. Because what are you gonna
Yeah.
do? Just not eat anything for the rest of your life?
It is I don't know, my heart breaks for her the most out of everyone because I know she went through it in the early 2000s too, and then now we see her again, but it's the opposite end of the spectrum where now she's just scary skinny.
Mhm.
You literally see
Mhm.
the life out of her.
Yep. It's crazy. I remember, like, in the early 2000s too, like, late 90s, if you were photographed, like, in a bathing suit and, like, there was, like,
Mm,
one little roll, that was, like,
mhm.
terrible.
Yep. Yep, it was Shamu's here, everyone. Welcome to SeaWorld. Look how fat she is in her two-piece. Bleh.
Literally. I'm watching a show called, Physical. Have you seen it?
Mm-mm. No.
On Apple TV. It's about, Rose Byrne is in it, and she's bulimic.
Interesting.
Yeah, in the 80s. You should watch it.
Is it oh, so it was in the '80s.
Set in the 80s, yeah.
Gotcha. No, I don't have Apple TV, I'm poor.
Mm,
Help me, I'm poor.
help me.
It just and again, I'm just wondering to see how after this award season and a lot of spotlight on these women and how skinny they are, if it's gonna change anything, what's gonna happen. But the one thing I will say is dieting so extremely, and this is something that I had to learn the hard way because when I was in high school, my senior year, I did end up losing a lot of weight, and it was because I was barely eating anything, had
Mhm,
like depriving my body of nutrition, and my hair started falling out. My hair got very thin and
mm,
it didn't grow back for a long time. That's why I always wore extensions in college because I started realizing how much thinner my hair was getting. And then on top of that, it's also your teeth, which I didn't know that if you don't give your body the
mm.
nutrition, it also affects its ability to maintain like teeth health, skin health, hair health, all of this stuff. And so it's just really scary to think about this coming back or even
Yeah.
being you know what I mean?
And I mean,
Like
I don't think people, like, realize, like, how much worse their lives are gonna be if they, like, are that skinny,
mhm,
Because other things suffer, and inside of you, it suffers too, so
mhm.
you gotta
And
be really careful.
these celebrities make it look glamorous, but what you don't see behind the scenes of all the added stuff that they get to,
Mhm,
like,
mhm.
maintain themselves, like, they have the best dermatologist, they have the best hairstylist. They probably are putting IVs of, like, the vitamins they need to maintain it,
Exactly,
but
exactly.
it's not sustainable for the average person who's just
Right,
trying to
right.
live the life they need to be healthy.
Yeah.
And
And you're
so
not gonna be getting IVs, like, that's
yeah.
expensive, You can't be doing that.
Think I remember I saw a little tidbit of what Kendall Jenner and Hailey Bieber do for IVs, and they get IVs, like, weekly.
Mhm.
To them, it's just like, "Oh, I need my weekly pickup."
Yeah.
For them, it's nothing.
My friend Stephanie, she has her
Mhm.
IV business in Vegas.
Oh, yeah, that's right, I do remember.
Yeah. So, and it's like a booming industry,
Oh, I
the
can
IV
imagine.
industry.
Oh,
booming.
yeah. Mhm.
Everyone's getting it now. So, but
It
I
it
mean, I guess
seems
the lesson is like, unless you can do all that, don't start something you can't
yeah.
maintain.
Yes, and I refuse to let the skinny, anorexic, heroin chic get any further for trending. I will
Anorexic
stop it.
chic.
I will put
Anorexic chic.
I will put my full body in between that getting big ever again. I will not allow it.
Mhm. Mhm.
But you know, and the other thing that I saw that was getting sad is like a lot of celebrities who were considered really overweight, for example, like Lizzo and Megan Trainor, all these outlets for girls who are a little bigger are also taking it, and now they're really skinny. And it's like you even start seeing
Yeah.
the advocates of being a little heavier starting to dissolve in the background.
What's the name of the one from England? Adele?
Oh, Adele, yeah.
Also, she lost a ton of weight. Yeah. The actress that was from Bridesmaids that was bigger also lost a ton of weight.
Oh, yeah, Melissa McCartney.
Melissa McCarthy, but also the other one, the roommate, the Australian one.
Oh, Reba Wilson. Is that her name,
Yeah.
Reba Wilson? Yeah, yeah.
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 Everybody, man.
And
There's nobody left.
and I feel like that's when all of a sudden you start noticing the skinnier girls who are now getting even skinnier because the other girls who are a little bit overweight are already skinny now. It's like I can't even keep up anymore. Jesus Christ.
So true.
It's
Well,
insane.
I think the bottom line is like no one's gonna win in this race, in
Oh,
this
yeah.
competition. We're all gonna
Mhm.
lose together.
Yeah. I thought people would learn from our mistakes. You know, millennials, we've been through a lot and
Yeah.
we survived this far to then let this happen again.
And men don't care.
We haven't even talked about that.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's all like a woman funded like thing.
yeah.
We're doing it to each other. It's so sad.
And that's why I understand if let's say they lost weight because of something, you know, the one who lost it for a role, but don't fixate on showing it off so much. Be
Mhm.
mindful.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
I just don't get it. I don't get it. I need to create the anti Ozempic. That's a new medicine that's going to come
Yeah.
out.
So this is in protest. Kat and I are gonna eat one cake a day.
You've heard of hunger strike. Psych. This is an eating strike. You
We're
heard?
doing an eating strike, and so it's gonna be. We're gonna do the anti Ozempic diet, and we have like eat 2 hot dogs for breakfast and then a
Mm.
cake for lunch.
Amen. We need to combat this, and that is the only way
Yeah.
because
Well, that's
now I
also
know
not good
people
because that's like the opposite. The opposite, but
yeah.
still, don't follow our advice. Yeah.
It's hard. You know, the one thing as I've gotten older, I realize the hardest thing is always the medium, the middle. It's always hard to stay in there. It's always hard to find that spot. It's either one or
Very
the
true.
other.
It's hard to stay in balance. That's for sure. Yeah.
Especially as you get older,
Yeah.
everything slows down.
Yeah.
My body wants to rest. I want to rest. I want to sleep. I want to eat Taco
Same.
Bell. A Baja Blast. Ooh, a Baja
Yeah.
Blast sounds so good right now. It would literally coat my insides of my
Mm.
mouth. And this is the last thing I'm going to say. Okay. I was at Taco Bell and I ordered a Baja Blast Zero. And I'm in the drive thru and I took a sip. And instantly, I just felt happiness. I felt my depression depleting. And then I had to stop and I
Mm.
realized this is not Baja Blast Zero. This is regular Baja Blast. I instantly knew
Oh,
it because I was so happy. I was enjoying
with the
that sip so
sugar.
much. I felt it just enter my veins. And then I asked the lady, because then she gave me my food, and I said, "Is this regular?" Because I asked for zero. And she tries to gaslight me and she goes, "No, no, no, that's zero." And so I drive up and then I take a few more sips. And I got the large one. So I was like, I'm not going to. I was like, I know this is a regular. I can't drink this because this is
It has
like
like a year worth of sugar.
yeah, exactly. I don't even know if I can handle that, although I
If
would
I drink this,
try.
I can't have any more sugar for the rest of the year.
Yeah, that would be the end of it. Like 2026 wrapped up real quick on the sugar front for me. After that, that would be the end. And I knew she was gaslighting me because again, I kept taking little sips. Like I was doing a wine tasting. I'm like, no, this feels happy. I feel my body tingling with just joy. And so I went back around and I asked her, "This is regular. I just tested it and I can't have sugar." I lied. I had to. And so she took them and then she gave me the regular or the zero. The second I took a sip, I knew I was right because I felt like flatlined. I felt
Mm.
okay. I felt normal. I was like,
Mm.
oh, this is good. But there wasn't the happiness. There wasn't
Mm.
the depletion of depression with the sugar. It was just like, yeah, this tastes about right.
Yeah.
Plain
Isn't there, like, such a difference? It's crazy.
like, it just, like, hit me once again,
Mhm.
that huge difference.
Taco Bell really hits,
Oh
so
god, the cheesy gordita crunch, don't get me started. I'm glad that Taco Bell is a little bit farther away from me because if not, it's so easy and it's so
Mhm.
good. And it's healthy. You need to feed your body. I saw this TikTok where it was like, okay, you need 200 calories for your lungs to properly work. You need 400 calories for your heart to work. She was like breaking down all the calories that is necessity for each body part to work. And I remember after
Mhm.
seeing that, I was like, I need to eat. I need to eat from my heart. I need to eat from my lungs. I need to eat from my liver. I need
I
at
love that.
least this. I need at least 400
Yeah, you
calories
need
so
all
that
that.
my lungs work, So that's always something behind my mind when I go to Taco Bell. I'm like, I need a
Mm,
gordita crunch for my liver, for my kidneys. I'm doing this for them, not for me, but for them.
exactly. Yeah.
God, I really
So, I guess in conclusion,
mhm. Sí, señora.
you need calories for your organs to work.
Yes, amen. And you know what? No thigh gap here. I don't wanna see
No. No
bones.
sternums.
Bones are so out.
No one wants to see them. And men don't care.
And we're even the men in the That's all I gotta
Literally.
say. Thank you so much for being with us. And tell your friends, men, or enemies, we're not picky. Follow Hair Up, Bra Op everywhere you scroll. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you next time.